All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Raka'ah Kwadash. Double honors and respect to the elders and to the apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and blessing to all Akim that are preaching and teaching this word with 100% truth and sincerity. And unto the men, women, and children that are listening and learning, and unto the Ba'ath Dawada, the elect house of David that is scattered abroad, I give you my utmost and sincere salutations. Saturday morning camp, Lord willing that this camp lesson be edifying unto the body and to the few sincere believers and listeners. Okay, so we're gonna get started off with start off with the book of Psalms, chapter 68. Psalms chapter 68 and verse 20, and it says, Psalm 68 and 20, He that is our power is the power of salvation, and unto the Most High belongeth the issues from death. Okay? So, whenever you see judgment, man, or whenever you see something bad happening, or someone gets knocked off the map, and I just read it to you right there, from the Most High belongeth the issues from death. Okay, so Yahweh is the one that gives out the order, and his son Yahweh Shai is the one who carries out the order. Okay, you have to understand that judgment comes from the Most High, Yahweh. Okay? He's the ultimate judge. He's the king, he's the ultimate judge. Okay? This is going to be the book of Job. Job 4 and 7. And it says, Job 4 and 7, remember, I pray thee, whoever perished being innocent. Okay? Or where were the righteous cut off? So, I'm going to read that again, Job 4 and 7. Remember, I pray thee, whoever perished being innocent. Or where were the righteous cut off? Okay? So, whoever perished being innocent. Once again, people that get knocked off the map, unalived, were they ever really innocent? Okay? You have people that cry and say, oh, he was a good person. He would always try to help people. He never did anything wrong. He would always make people smile, uplift people's spirits, help them become better. Okay, but, going into reincarnation or regeneration, because regeneration is in the Bible, okay? Whatever you did in your past life, you have to pay for again in this life, okay? In this life, we're paying for our past transgressions in our previous life. Okay? And roughly paraphrasing in scripture, evil men understand not judgment. Okay? Evil men understand not judgment. They don't understand. They never understand why this happens or why that happens. They get upset and they blame the Most High and they curse the Most High and all that. It's the Most High that is the one that issued the death sentence. Okay? You people are so caught up in the idea that the Most High is an all-loving God, that Yahweh loves everybody. No! Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai loves only one nation, and that is the nation of Israel. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and Seminole Indians, as well as the speckled bird, the Israelite foreigners that are scattered amongst these other nations and that look like the other nations. But your bloodline on your father's side, your dad, your dad's dad, your great-granddad, and so on and so forth. If your father's seed line goes back to the nation of Israel, you're an Israelite. Okay? The nation of Israel is the only nation that the Most High cares about more than any other nation. All right. So so again, whoever perished being innocent, man. Whoever perished being innocent. Nobody in this world is innocent. In the eyes of man, yeah, you may have done something illegal and gotten away with it. You may never have gotten caught, but guess what? Guess who's really watching? But guess what? Yahweh Hashem Yahushai is watching you, and he sees what you're doing. And if you're doing something that you know you're not supposed to be doing, guess what? Eventually the Lord's going to he's going to get you when you least expect it. Okay? Verse 8, even as I have seen, Job 4:8, Salakia. Job 4:8, even as I have seen, they that plow iniquity and sow wickedness reap the same. So there you go, man. You plow iniquity and you sow wickedness, man. You reap the same. You reap what you sow, after all. Okay? If you do wickedly, you shall be done wickedly. All right? Your deeds, your works, they pretty much speak for themselves about what kind of person you are. Okay? Actions speak louder than words. So seriously, man, like, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and Seminole Indians, get a fucking grip on reality. Okay? Stop drinking that Babylonian juice, because all it's doing is further poisoning your mind, leading you to ultimately destruction. And that's what it's gonna be. That's what it's gonna be if you do not repent. Okay? Leave this shit alone. Okay? This society is not for you, Jake. This is not your rest. This is not the time for you to prosper. I mean, don't get me wrong. If you can make your situation, your living situation, a little easier and better, by all means. But that don't mean you gotta forsake the truth for this dead end kingdom. Okay? This ain't it, Jake. This ain't it. Okay? Now this is going to be Job chapter 5. Okay, Job chapter 5, starting at the top. It says, "Call now, if there be any that will answer thee, and to which of the saints wilt thou turn?" Verse 2, "For wrath killeth the foolish man, and envy slayeth the silly one." So wrath, anger, envy, covetousness, jealousy. Being angry, pissed off, stirring up strife, causing fights, eventually you're gonna catch it from the wrong one. And being covetous and envious and jealous of other people, man, that's a sign of being a weak individual. You're weak. Wrath and envy, man, you gotta kill that shit. Cut that shit out, man. When you're in this truth, man, you have to really throw all emotions out the window and learn to master yourself on how to actually be a man and move in this society. Okay? You have to be a logical thinker, not an emotional thinker. Because emotions are irrational. Okay? Going based off of what your heart tells you. No. You have to go, this heart right here, okay? Emotion. Emotions, they tend to make you do things that have no logic behind it. Use this heart up here, your mind. Okay? This is what saves you out of most situations. Verse 3, "I have seen the foolish taking root, but suddenly I cursed his habitation." Okay? This whole place is rooted in foolishness, wickedness, iniquity. And the Lord hath cursed his habitation. This place is cursed. This place ain't prospering. It's not growing. It's not getting any better. It's just getting worse. It's dying every day. Slowly but surely, it is being put into the fucking grave. There's nothing about this place that's worth living for. Okay? We're prophesying the downfall of this place. This is a prison. And it's gonna soon be turned into a graveyard. Bodies littered in the streets. Amongst other things, man. You people don't understand judgment. Okay? You're always blaming the Most High for this and that. When Yahweh was the one that issued out the death sentence, judgment. If you people would just stop and think and actually read this book without going to Pastor Porkchop or Deacon or one of those, one of those false prophets that teach a false doctrine, and just take a step back and read the scriptures for yourself. And, just think for a moment. Things will probably be a bit more clear to you. Okay? Like I said in my previous video that I made, the Most High chose the foolish of this world to confound the wise of this world, man. And who are the foolish? The Israelites. Us. You see, us prophets, we're nothing, a lot of us don't have high-paying jobs, a nice house, a nice car, and all that shit. Some of us are just regular, average guys that work paycheck to paycheck, just like you. Okay, regular guys. Some of us do have a college education. Some of us don't. Some of us have, we all come from different backgrounds, but nonetheless, okay. We're just ordinary people, ordinary guys like everybody else that, that get up, go to work, come home and do what we got to do. We don't need man's approval. We don't need no certification. We don't need none of that worldly bullshit to be a prophet, okay? The Lord chose, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai chose pastors according to his own heart, okay? Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai has to put the spirit on you to wake up. Okay? Man can't wake you up. Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai can. Job 5:4. His children are far from safety, and they are crushed in the gate, neither is there any to deliver them. Verse 5. Whose harvest the hungry eateth up, and taketh it even out of the thorns, and the robber swalloweth up their substance. So, man, his children are far from safety. They are crushed in the gate, and neither is there any to deliver them. So, your children are far from safety. The children of the wicked are far from safety. That's talking about you, Esau, Edom. As well as the 2/3. Your children aren't safe either, because you sow wickedness in them. You teach them wickedness. All right? This place, like I said before, the influence of this place is what poisons your mind, man. That's why it's a spiritual battle to fucking, refrain from indulging in the so-called pleasures of this place. This place is sick, and it's gonna make you sick in the head too if you keep following after the ways of this place. All right? They may say that we're sick in the head because we preach hate, we preach how America's gonna fall. No, we're preaching the truth. We're in our right mind. Lord willing, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua willing, that we're in our right mind. You know? Go ahead. Don't worry, you're not on the camera. No, the camera's facing me. Yeah. So again, this place is, like I said, man, this Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, he has to be the one to wake you up out of this madness, okay? Man can't wake you up out of it. You can't wake yourself up out of it. The Lord has to put that spirit on you, okay? The Lord has given you pastors according to his own heart, okay? The Lord is the one who ordains who gets to teach his word, okay? It's not man. We don't need no certification or some piece of paper saying that we're certified to be a pastor or a preacher or whatever, okay? We got the true spiritual certification from the Lord. He called us into this. He gave us the commandments, okay? He called us into this so that way we could get right. And then in turn, we teach others to get right, okay? This is a spiritual process, but a lot of these people can't understand that. Why? Because they're fucking carnally minded. They can't see it. And verse 5, whose harvest the hungry eateth up, and taketh it even out of the thorns, and robbers swallow it, and the robbers swallow up their substance. Okay? So, you know, again, man, Esau Edom, he just takes and takes and takes, but never gives in return. Okay, the people of this society, they give and they give and they give, but they never get in return. And the people are getting tired of it. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. Right now, the people are in a state of mourning because the powers that be, the ones that are in control of everything right now, they don't give a shit about the people. They want to make life hard for everybody. The rich keep getting richer and the poor keep getting more and more poor. You know, you could spend your entire life working your ass off here to try to have something that you could pass on to the next generation. Work your whole fucking life. Not till retirement and not being able to enjoy the pleasures of retirement where you can, sit at home and collect that monthly paycheck from the government, right? And then whatever you have left, whatever time you have left in your old age, you can't really enjoy it. You can't sit down and relax because you're constantly working, or you got health issues. You got to go to the hospital. This society is sick. The food is tainted. The water's tainted. Everything here is tainted by wickedness, courtesy of Esau Edom, the so-called Caucasian, the so-called white man. Okay? This is his kingdom. Okay? He's in rulership, and what's the result? The people are in a state of mourning. They struggle. They're struggling every fucking day. And it's only going to get worse and worse. The homeless, remember I just saw an article, it says that the homelessness here in America has increased by 18%. People are struggling to find affordable housing, but can't get it. See? And, they're making homelessness a crime now. So what are these people supposed to do? They have nowhere to go. They have no money. They have nothing. They're struggling every day just to stay alive. But you're making it a crime to be homeless. They can't get a job because they don't have a resume. They can't clean themselves up. Esau Edom is just outright unfair, unreasonable. Job 5:6. Although affliction cometh not forth of the dust, neither doeth trouble spring out of the ground, Verse 7, yet man is born unto trouble, as the sparks fly upward. Verse 8, I would seek unto the Most High, and unto the power would I commit my cause. Verse 9, which doeth great things and unsearchable, marvelous things without number. Verse 10, who giveth rain upon the earth, and sendeth waters upon the fields. Verse 11, to set up on high those that be low, and those which mourn may be exalted to safety. Verse 12, he disappointed the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. Verse 13, he taketh the wise in their own craftiness, and the counsel of the froward is carried headlong. Okay? So, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai is the one that exalteth the meek and the lowly, and he's going to disappoint the crafty of the wicked, okay? So they can't perform their enterprise, okay? He's going to put a stop to their plans, okay? Esau, Edom, his ultimate goal excuse me. Esau, Edom's ultimate goal is to, the whole one world system under, that's by means of the Neuralink, having the C-hip in your head or in your right hand. Okay? He wants to have total control of everybody's lives. He's going to have total control of your privacy. He's going to have total control over who you get to talk to and who you get to sleep with and this and that and all that. There has never been a such thing as privacy when it comes to this devil. He's in everybody's business. Okay? People can't live a peaceful and restful life without feeling like, they have a chip over their shoulder or being paranoid about something, like somebody's watching them. Well, yeah, somebody is watching them. Esau, Edom. With his technology, he sees everything. Okay? There's no such thing as privacy in this devil's kingdom. Okay? No such thing. Everybody's business is his business. But that's okay, because read verse 12 again. Job 5 and 12. He disappointed the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. 13. He taketh the wise in their own craftiness, and the counsel of the froward is carried headlong. Okay, so again, man, he taketh the wise in their own craftiness. Okay? Once again, going back to Job chapter 4, verse 8. Even as I have seen, they that plow iniquity and sow wickedness reap the same. So there you go. So if you plow iniquity and sow wickedness, you reap the same. And that's what's going to happen to Esau, Edom. His own deeds speak for themselves, and they're going to end up coming back to bite him in the ass. All the lies, all the deception, all the rape, robbery, and murder, it's all going to come back to bite him in the ass. Do the math, add it up. You got a long list. In fact, you got a history of nothing but wickedness, Esau, Edom. I hope you're ready to pay up. Job 5 and 14. They meet with darkness in the daytime, and grope in the noon day as in the night. Okay? They meet with darkness in the daytime. In fact, let me see something. This is going to be the book of Micah before I continue. Micah chapter 2, verse 1. It says, "Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hands." So, these people they go behind closed doors, thinking that nobody can see what they're doing, but the Lord knows what they're doing. They come with all these different plans, these ideas, and they, all these different devices, and the word device just goes into like, a scheme or a plan. So they've been doing all this scheming to see how they can, control the populace, keep us dumbed down, not realizing they do all sorts of things behind closed doors. But the Lord says that nothing, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai says there's nothing secret that shall be made known, right? Roughly paraphrasing. I'm Salaki if I messed that up, but anything that's done in secret is going to eventually come to light. Okay? And it has been. This devil cannot hide anymore. It's Job 4:15. "But he saveth the poor from the sword, from their mouth, and from the hand of the mighty." Verse 16, "So the poor hath hope, and iniquity stoppeth her mouth." Okay? So, going back to verse 15, but he saveth the poor from the sword, from their mouth, and from the hand of the mighty. Okay? Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai is the one that delivers us from the sword, from their mouth, because their mouth is nothing but poison and swords. They throw shade at us, saying all sorts of bad things about us, but the Lord is the one that's in control of everything. He's the one that that pleads our case, saying that, you pretty much, spiritually saying that you didn't do anything wrong. You're doing exactly as I commanded you to, because remember, the Most High is the one that ruleth in the kingdom of men. Okay? At the end of the day, this devil is so damn prideful that he doesn't understand that the Lord is the one that's controlling him. Okay? Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai is the one that's controlling him. But Esau Edom thinks that he's the one that's doing this. But no, it's not him that's doing it. So, and the old saying, Scripture says, pride goeth before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall. So, pride leads to destruction. And a haughty spirit is going to eventually, be put to shame. Okay? Verse 17. "Behold, happy is the man whom the Most High correcteth. Therefore, despise not thou the chastening of the Almighty." Verse 18. "For he maketh sore and bindeth up, he woundeth, and his hands make whole." Verse 19. "He shall deliver thee in 6 troubles. Yea, in 7 there shall no evil touch thee." Verse 20. "In famine he shall redeem thee from death, and in war from the power of the sword. Thou shalt be hid from the scourge of the tongue, neither shalt thou be afraid of destruction when it cometh." Verse 22. "At destruction and famine thou shalt laugh, neither shalt thou be afraid of the beasts of the earth." There you go. Those that put their faith and trust in the Most High, and when the time of tribulation, Jacob's trouble goes, pops off at 100%. Yeah, it's going to be a scary time, but if we've been true and sincere to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, he's going to deliver us from all danger. He's going to make sure that we make it. Lord willing that we be of the elect. Okay? Lord willing that we were chosen from the very beginning to make it. Because the elect were already preordained. Okay? They were already chosen from the beginning. Lord willing that we are of the first fruit, those first spirits that were with the Lord from the very beginning. That we make it out of this hellhole. Get beamed up into those chariots and rejoice, and get to watch through that sea of glass, through the window of the chariots, to watch this place just burn. Just burn until nothing left but a pile of ashes and dust. Just basically a barren wasteland, because that's the only way to cleanse this place, is by thermonuclear fire. Okay? And those ICBMs that Russia, China, Korea, Iran, and you know, Russia has been supplying these other countries with nuclear capability. Do not the scriptures say that Gog and Magog, which is Russia, shall be a guard unto them? Okay, Russia is going to be the guy, Russia is going to be the one that stands up to the big bad bully, which is America. He's going to stand up for those that can't stand up for themselves against this place. Because all these other countries, they're getting tired of America's bullshit. They're tired of this place. They're tired of doing business because they're always getting fucked over one way or another. They're tired. They're tired. They're saying that, no, this place has got to go. Verse 23, Job 5:23, for thou shalt be in league with the stones of the field, and the beasts of the field shall be at peace with thee. Okay? So if we are of the elect, we shall be in league with the stones of the field and the beasts of the field. And the beasts of the field shall be at peace with thee. So if we have the Wah, which is the Hebrew pronunciation for the mark of exemption, you know, exemption from judgment, you know, be in league with the stones of the field, we'll have that spiritual power to be able to manipulate the elements of the land. Okay, water, earth, fire, you name it. The Lord will grant us that spiritual power. Lord willing, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua willing, that we are of the elect. And we'll be at peace with the beasts of the field. The beasts won't not harm us. They'll harm the wicked, but they won't harm the elect. The 2/3 will get torn up by these beasts, as well as these other heathens. But not, you know, Lord Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua willing, that it don't happen to us. So, going back to verse 22, at destruction and famine thou shalt laugh. Neither shalt thou be afraid of the beasts of the earth. So, even though we're going through it right now, but when all hell breaks loose, man, we're going to be rejoicing and laughing at these people. Especially at those who said that we were nothing but a bunch of nobodies, a bunch of weirdos and kooks that were just on the street corner preaching the Bible. All those mockers and scoffers, man, we're going to be laughing at them when they're in dire straits. They're going to be the ones that are going to be, you know, crying, begging. You know, they're going to be the ones that are going to be wondering, why is this all happening? What's going on? I don't deserve this. What did I do to deserve this? Well, you know, as the scriptures say, in that day, you know, they shall know that a prophet has been among them. Because we're the ones that are giving you the warning. Verse Job 5:24. I'll read 23 again. For thou shalt be in league with the stones of the field, and the beasts of the field shall be at peace with thee. 24. And thou shalt know that thy tabernacle shall be in peace, and thou shalt visit thy habitation and shall not sin. 25. Thou shalt know also that thy seed shall be great, and thine offspring shall be as the grass of the earth. So in the kingdom to come, man, we're gonna have, the elect men are gonna have, we're gonna basically have, a lot of children. As the grass of the earth, that's a lot of descendants. So we're gonna have multiple wives, and we're gonna be getting busy. Verse 26, thou shalt come to thy grave in full age, like as a shock of corn cometh in his season. Lo. So, we shall make it, full age, live a long life, live a long life and go peacefully in the grave, right? Die without stress or worry. But, Lord willing, that, we make it out of here. That we are of the elect, and then that we become joint heirs with Yahushua. And we don't have to worry about being destroyed on this side and coming back in the kingdom and living shamefaced. And here it is right here. This is Job chapter 8, verse 22. Actually, I'm going to start at verse 20, and it says, Job 8 and 20, behold, the Most High will not cast away a perfect man, neither will he help the evildoers. 21, till he fill thy mouth with laughing, and thy lips with rejoicing. Verse 22, they that hate thee shall be clothed with shame, and the dwelling place of the wicked shall come to naught. So those that hate you, talk all that shit, mock and scoff, they'll be put to shame. They'll be put to shame. Okay? And you 2/3 Israelites, man, even though you're of the nation of Israel, but since you want to continue in the ways of these heathens, you want to continue to rely upon their customs, their wisdom, their worldly wisdom, which is stupidity. You want to call, and you 2/3 in these churches that want to call on the name of cheese and rice. You 2/3, man. I'm sick of you. Like, I can't wait until you 2/3 start getting what you deserve, because you do deserve it. Every time we try to help you, you want to buck up against us and you threaten us, ready to kill us, when all we're trying to do is help you. All right, this is going to be Job chapter 20. Job chapter 20, verse, we start at 19. Job 20 and 19. Because he hath oppressed and hath forsaken the poor, because he hath violently taken away an house which he builded not. 20. Surely he shall not feel quietness in his belly. He shall not save of that which he desired. 21. There shall none of his meat be left. Therefore shall no man look for his goods. 22. In the fullness of his sufficiency he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. Okay? So Esau Edom, for all the things that he has done, all the stuff that he's taken away from everybody else, it shall be taken away from him, and he'll be left with nothing. The people are going to look at him like a fraud, a thief. Ultimately, they're going to look at him and say, you're the devil. Because that's what he is. He's the devil. He's the slanderer. He's the deceiver. He's the false accuser. And everybody's going to lay hands on him. Everybody's going to... All these other nations, they can't wait to get their hands on Esau Edom. For all the things that he has done unto them, unto the earth, and ultimately to the children of Israel. The Israelites, man. Verse 23, when he is about to fill his belly, the Most High shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and it shall rain upon him while he is eating. Verse 24, he shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him through. Verse 25, it is drawn and cometh out of the body, yea, the glistering sword cometh out of his gall, the terrors are upon him. Okay, so when those ICBMs come flying over here to hit their mark, Esau Edom is going to duck and dive right into those bunkers. But do the scriptures say that the elements shall melt with fervent heat? And if you've seen a video of what kind of destruction happens when an ICBM hits its target, it shakes the very elements. It burns, it melts everything in the surrounding area. So if you have a bunker that's underground, who's to say that bunker's not going to get shooken up or crushed by all that weight that you built that bunker underneath? Or who's to say that ICBM will make a big ass crater in the area that you're hiding in? It's going to destroy everything. And of course, the Lord is going to preserve the elites of the wicked for slavery in the kingdom. So yeah, some of these bunkers will hold out because the first fruits of the wicked are going to go into slavery. Okay, starting with the elites, the chief house of Esau, the Amalekites. Okay, and these other families of Esau Edom that are ruling right now. The Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, which the Rockefellers is just basically a changed name from Rothschilds, because when they came to America they changed their name. So Rothschilds, Rockefellers, which is still Rothschild. You have the Vanderbilts, the Morgans, DuPonts, the Bush, the Gettys, the Oppenheimers, and which other names I haven't mentioned. All of them, they're gonna get it. Okay, and a lot of these families have slave receipts. Okay, these people, they used to own slaves. They have the slave receipts. They just keep that shit hidden because, if people found out about it, these are the people that have been making money off of your blood, sweat, and tears, off of your backs. Okay? So he's going to flee from the iron weapon, which is the ICBM. And terror shall be upon him. Verse 26, all darkness, Job 20 and 26, all darkness shall be hid in his secret places. A fire not blown shall consume him. It shall go ill with him that is left in his tabernacle. Verse 27, the heavens shall reveal his iniquity, and the earth shall rise up against him. So, all these other nations are going to rise up against Esau Edom. Okay? These other nations, they now know that he is the devil. And they're tired of doing business with him because all he wants to do is have everything to himself and fuck everybody else over. He doesn't believe in doing fair business. It's that old saying, rules for thee but not for me. Okay? That's how Esau Edom is. He's just extraordinarily selfish. He is selfish. He does not care about anyone else's well-being. Okay? Look at what's going on over there in the Gaza, in the so-called Middle East. I was watching a video from one of the GMS brothers. There was an Edomite woman who was in the military saying that Israel right now is burning children alive. They are burning children alive. These Israelis, these Israeli soldiers are burning children alive. And they're having fun with it. See, that's just the kind of... And anybody who supports these Israelis, they're just as fucked up in the head as they are. You're taking the lives of all these people, but that's just Esau Edom. Okay? He's the devil. This is what he does. And he loves it. He loves to instill fear in people. He loves to make people's lives a living hell. You know? That is the devil, man. Verse 28, Job 20 and 28. The increase of his house shall depart, and his goods shall flow away in the day of his wrath. Verse 29, this is the portion of a wicked man from the Most High, and the heritage appointed unto him by the power. So, Esau Edom is going to lose everything that he has. He's going to lose it all, and be put in chains and shackles, and be put to shame. This is the portion of the wicked, man. All right, let's go to all right, let's see. This is going to be Exodus. I'm going to start Exodus chapter 34. Start at verse 10. And he said, behold, I make a covenant before all thy people. I will do marvels such as have not been done in all the earth, nor in any nation, and all the people amongst which thou art shall see the work of the Lord. For it is a terrible thing that I will do with thee. Verse 11, observe thou that which I command thee this day. Behold, I drive out before thee the Amorite, and the Canaanite, and the Hittite, and the Perizzite, and the Hivite, and the Jebusite. Verse 12, take heed to thyself, lest thou make a covenant with the inhabitants of the land whither thou goest, lest it be for a snare in the midst of thee. Verse 13, but ye shall destroy their altars, break their images, and cut down their groves. Verse 14, for thou shalt worship no other God, for Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahawashi, whose name is jealous, is a jealous power. So there you go. Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahawashi is a jealous power. Okay? We are to serve and worship him, no other. Okay? Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahawashi is the only one that is worthy of worship and praise. Salaka, give me a second. Sorry. One of my poster boards fell over. So again, you know, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahawashi is a jealous power, and the 2/3, in fact, the whole nation of Israel has made Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahawashi jealous. Okay. Because, you know, Israel is likened unto a comely and delicate woman. And he was an husband unto us because we made that covenant with him in blood. So therefore, why are we, you know, when you make a covenant, you know, when you make that pact, that blood pact with, it's basically an agreement. Okay? It's an oath. We made an oath with the Most High. Okay? And we've broken that oath multiple times over. Okay? Just like how in today's marriage, how they have their worldly ceremony set up, how, you know, this is a covenant between husband and wife, right? But, you know, one thing about these women out here, they have to understand that they have to obey their husband, but every time they hear that word obey, they reject. Or they twist around saying, no, he obeys me. No. That's not the way the Lord set it up. The Lord set up as this: Yahweh, Yahweh Shai, man, woman, and the children. Okay? That's how the Lord set it up. Okay? And you women are so fucking prideful, more prideful than any man, that you're not willing to humble yourself and listen to correction. You're all about, you're more prideful than a man, you're more selfish than a man, and if it's not your way, then you know, you're out the door. But you know what? But a lot of us men, we're okay with that now. If you don't want to follow our lead, and you want to leave because you want to have things your way, then you know what? Go ahead then. Bye. Because you will never be equal to a man. You are not a man's equal. You aren't built to be a man's equal. Okay? You are the weaker vessel. Okay? I don't care what you're capable of. I don't care if you have military training or if you're martial arts or you have knowledge in this and that. You still are weaker than a man. You still have to fall under a man's order. And if you don't like it, then fine, go ahead and be on your own. See how long you last. And I can't wait until Jacob's trouble pops off. And then we'll see what you women are really made of. And I'm gonna tell you this, I'm gonna be laughing, especially at Eve, the so-called black woman. I swear, you so-called black women nowadays, man, you are way out of order, way out of control. Yeah, the Most High has got a very dreadful judgment for you, Eve. Since you want to kiss ass to Esau, Edom, but when it comes to your own fellow Israelite man, you want to fucking just throw so much shade at us that, you know, like, fuck. Now it says here, Exodus 34 and 14. For thou shalt worship no other power for Yahweh, B'Shem Yahushai, whose name is jealous. For whose name is jealous is a jealous power. So, you know, all these false images, whether they may be made of wood, stone, plastic, or whatnot, these are false idols, false images made by the hands of man. Okay? False idols made by the hands of man. Okay? These idols, they didn't create everything. They can't talk, they can't think, they can't hear, they can't speak, they can't smell, but yet you'll call upon them. Verse 15, lest thou make Exodus 34 and 15, lest thou make a covenant with the inhabitants of the land, and they go a-whoring after their gods, and do sacrifice unto their gods, and one call thee, and thou eat of his sacrifice. So lest thou make a covenant with these fucking heathens and their gods, man, you're setting yourself up for failure, and you're making the Most High jealous, and eventually he's going to get rid of you. Okay? These idols were not meant for us. Okay? We have someone to worship. We have a power to call upon. Okay? We go to our Creator for everything. Instruction, guidance, righteousness. verse 16. Thou take up their daughters unto thy sons, and thy daughters go a-whoring, and their daughters go a-whoring after their gods, and make thy sons go a-whoring after their gods. So, again, man, if you take any of these women from the heathen nations, okay, she has to follow you, regardless of what her people, regardless of how she was raised in her people's culture or customs. She has to follow you. And if she doesn't want to do that, bye. You know, don't give thy strength unto that which destroyeth kings. Proverbs 31 and 3. Because these women out here, they have the power to ruin a man's life. Destroy his reputation, put him in prison, ruin his financial situation, just destroy him utterly, make his life a true, complete living hell. These women have the power to do that. And a lot of simps fall for them, still to this very day. You know, and I'm speaking to myself first and foremost. I had to learn the hard way. Now I am more cautious when it comes to dealing with these women, because these women don't care about you. All they care about is money. It's all about the money. That's all they care about. Money, 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 money. If you don't have money, they don't want to do. They don't have nothing to do with you. If you're a broke dick motherfucker, they don't want to have nothing to do with you. They'll talk shit, put you on the spot, and embarrass you. But if you got that money, hey, they're happy. They'll flirt with you and all that shit. That's the mindset that a lot of these modern day women are in right now. Money, 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 money. That's all they care about. They don't care about your well-being or the person that you are. They just care about your substance. To them, love is conditional. Marriage is a temporary contract. These women have had their freedom for long enough. It's to the point where it is absolutely sickening. Sickening. You know, I mean, especially in this city, if you could find yourself a meek and humble woman who is willing to follow you, regardless of how she looks, whether she's unpleasant to look at or if she's somewhat decent to look at, you better hold on to her. Because a woman is supposed to be a man's pillar of rest, not a pillar of stress. Okay? You're supposed to provide your man with comfort. You know, be his backbone, support him. Help him build up his self-esteem and confidence that there is someone that believes in him and is willing to follow him until the very end. Okay? That's what you women are supposed to do when you have a husband. Be that support. And you know, the men, like I said, we follow Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. Okay? We carry that influence of righteousness from the Most High, and we instill it into our women, so that way they don't become influenced by any other philosophy or any other worldly bullshit. But since us men fucked up, the women became fucked up. They say if you want to know the condition and the order of a nation, look at the conduct of the women. If the women act out of order, what does that say about the men? That says that they are weak, that they are incapable, incompetent, and all that. But if you have a man that is stern, masculine, takes care of business, and doesn't take no shit from anybody, especially a woman, then you know that he's got it together. He's got it in order. Verse 17, thou shalt, Exodus 34 and 17, thou shalt make thee no molten gods. Okay? So no graven images. Okay? So we are not to make any false images or false gods. Salakia, let me just bear with me for a moment. So again, man, you know, the influence of this place has just, it vexes our spirit, and it vexes us to the fact that our people dwell in this nonsense. And we realize, in fact, you know what? Let me get that. There it is. Let's see. Let's see. Yep. 1 Timothy chapter 4, starting at 1, it says, "Now the Spirit speaketh expressly that in the latter times some shall depart from the faith, giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils." Verse 2, "Speaking lies and hypocrisy, having their conscience seared with a hot iron." So when you think about the old generation, they're stuck in their old ways. They're stuck in their ways. You can't get them out of it, because their conscience has been seared with a hot iron, meaning that what they believe in for so long, it's become a part of who they are. No matter what you do or no matter how hard you try, you can't break them out of it. They're stuck in that way. It's like the big bad wolf. You know, huff and puff and blow your house down. You know, he can't, you know, when he gets to that third house, the house made of brick, no matter what he does, he can't. That's what these older generation of Israelites are like. Just the 2/3 in general, they're like that brick wall. You can't break it. Their conscience is seared with a hot iron. There's nothing you can do. You just gotta it is what it is. That's why you just gotta let these people go. This is Titus chapter 3, starting at verse 1. It says, "Put them in mind to be subject to principalities and powers, to obey magistrates, to be ready to every good work." Verse 2, to speak evil of no man, to be no brawlers, but gentle, showing all meekness unto all men. Okay? So, yes, we go to work. We have people that, you know, managers, supervisors, and all that. You know, be ready to unto every good work, you know? Do as they tell you. Okay? Even though we may not like our bosses, our supervisors, managers, or whatnot, they may be shitty, they may not know what they're doing, but at the end of the day, they're still the boss, and they still have the power to just kick you out the door. Don't talk shit, because rumors spread, and it all gets back to the ones who are in charge, and they could pull you into the office and say, "Hey, I heard so-and-so said that you said this and this and that, and so what's been going on? You got a problem? If so, I can just go ahead and get rid of you." You know? So we have to showing meekness unto all men, being humble. Okay? I know it's hard to have that humility when it comes to dealing with these people, but you gotta have it. Because verse 3, it says, "For we ourselves also were sometimes foolish, disobedient, deceived, serving diverse lusts and pleasures, living in malice and envy, hateful and hating one another. So there was a time when we were all out of order. Okay? We fucked up. Verse 4, but after that the kindness and love of the power, our Savior, toward man appeared. Verse 5, not by works of righteousness, which we have done, but according to his mercy he saved us, by the washing of regeneration and renewing of the Holy Spirit, which he shed on us abundantly through Yahushua HaMashiach our Savior. Verse 7, that being justified by his grace, we should be made heirs according to the hope of eternal life. Okay? So by mercy, by the washing of regeneration, okay? Regeneration goes into reincarnation. Re, meaning back, incarnation, meaning in the flesh. So reincarnation, meaning back in the flesh. Okay? So reincarnation is real. Okay? As the scriptures say in Ecclesiastes, chapter 1, verse 9, and it says, the thing that hath been, it is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done, and there is no new thing under the sun. Verse 10, is there anything whereof it may be said, see, this is new? It has been already of old time, which was before us. Okay? If you're under the sun, you are nothing new, because you've been here before, in the past life. And you see, this truth is a mystery, man. And like the saying goes, the truth is stranger than fiction. And it is, because these people have been living in, they've been living in fantasy land. They believe in all the lies, but when it comes to speaking the truth, it's foreign to them. It's strange. They don't understand it. That's why it says right here in verse 18, Ecclesiastes 1:18, for in much wisdom is much grief, and he that increaseth knowledge increaseth sorrow. So the more you know, the heavier this truth becomes, man, because it's like, damn, out of all the people in this world, I happen to know this and they don't. That's really heavy. You realize just how fucked up this place is and how fucked up the people are. And when you look at yourself and you realize just how, just how fortunate you are for the Lord to wake you, for Yahweh Hashem Yahushua to wake you up. Just think on that, man. That we have this knowledge and this wisdom and understanding, man. And we're not left out here to be ignorant. Basically, we're not left out here to be the walking dead. So, let me read verse 14. It says, I have seen all the works that are done under the sun, and behold, all is vanity and vexation of spirit. Yes, it is all vanity and vexation of spirit. This whole place is just, it really bothers us, man. The influence of this place, it's just, it's a sickness, man. Because there's no righteousness here. There's nothing good. It's all bad. And we have to endure it. We have no ease here. We're constantly depressed, stressed, vexed, annoyed, irritated. Okay? The scriptures say, Ecclesiastes 7:7, oppression maketh the wise man mad, and a gift destroyeth the heart. living a life where you're constantly struggling just to get by. And not just that, but constantly struggling to make it by, but you're also but a gift destroyeth the heart. Bribery. People come at you with a deal, or come at you with bribery just to to cloud your better logical thinking or judgment, man. The people out here will try to turn you against what you believe, make you go against your principles, which is this, okay? Lead you astray. There's no uprightness in these people. We're literally walking in a denizen full of demons. We're walking in a den of demons, man. That's why right now it's a spiritual battle, man. You gotta be careful in how you move and what you do. Because these people out here, man, they don't have your best interest at heart. All they care about is themselves. These people are not going to help you. If anything, when all hell breaks loose, Jacob's trouble, these people out here, they're going to do whatever it takes to try and get rid of you. They'll take your life. They'll take your life and won't feel bad about it. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 6, verse 1. And it says, "There is an evil which I have seen under the sun, and it is common among men." Yeah, it is common among men. Common right now. All this wickedness is just so common. All types of wickedness you can think of is just common among men. Eating pork, eating abominable food, smoking a blunt, and amongst other things. There is an evil that is common among men. Verse 2, "A man to whom the Most High hath given riches, wealth, and honor, so that he wanteth nothing for his soul of all that he desireth, yet the Most High giveth him not power to eat thereof, but a stranger eateth it. This is vanity, and it is an evil disease." So, man, the Most High can give you all that your heart's desire, but at the same token, same time, he could leave you with nothing to starve, leave you with scraps, and give all that he had given you earlier that you desired to somebody else. This is vanity, and it is an evil disease. Yes, it is. This whole place is a disease. Verse 3, "If a man beget 100 children and live many years, so that the days of his years be many, and his soul be not filled with good, and also that he have no burial, I say that an untimely birth is better than he." Verse 4, "For he cometh in with vanity, and departeth darkness, and his name shall be covered with darkness." Verse 5, "Moreover, he hath not seen the sun, nor known anything. This hath more rest than the other. Yet," verse 6, "Yea, though he live 1,000 years twice old, yet hath he seen no good. Do not all go to one place?" So no, you could live for a long time, but what's the you could live for a long time, but if you spend all those years excuse me, you spend all those years of your life in vanity, darkness, and all that, that's just a waste. As time goes by and as years go by, you're supposed to be learning how to be better, not to be more, not to get worse and worse and worse. You're supposed to do better with each day, if possible.
Well, I was there partridge in the pear tree. That's what I want to know.
So, like I said, you could live for a long time, but if you have not learned to do right, what does that say? What does that say about you? You could live twice as long as your ordained lifespan has, but if you're not progressing and you're not growing and you're still doing the things of this world, man, that's just vanity and vexation of spirit, man. It just, you have all this time to live, but you haven't done anything to progress or get better. That's a waste. An untimely birth is better than he. Verse 7, all the labor of man is for his mouth, yet the appetite is not filled. Yeah, because we work for a living, we work to make our earnings so that we could, put food on our table. But the appetite is not filled. Verse 8, for what hath the wise more than the fool? What hath the poor that knoweth to walk before the living? Verse 9, better is the sight of the eyes than the wandering of the desire. This is also vanity and vexation of spirit. The wandering of desire, the wandering of desire, your mind is constantly you're thinking about, the lust of the flesh. You're thinking about pleasing yourself more than, trying to better your situation. Okay? Because that's what these people think about, When they're in a state of comfort, they're thinking about pleasing their flesh. They're thinking about desire. But when they're put in a state of difficulty, that's when they go into survival mode. And they got to think of, oh God, what can I do to, to get ahead? What can I do to, better my situation? What can I do to, to try and beat the curve? You have to understand, man. When you're put in a position of, comfort, you have to learn to be wise to keep that comfort. You can't just start going hog wild and become wanton, which wanton means undisciplined or having no self-control, man. And a lot of these people out here, if they have money, if they have an obscene amount of money, like let's say they hit the jackpot, like the lottery, they go hog wild with that money. They blow it all. Like, come on. If you have all that money, be wise with it, Use that money to pay off bills or spend it on things that you need. Don't be reckless with it. And that could be for any situation. Like you could have a disease, you go to the doctor, you get yourself, fixed, you're healthy again, and now you rejoice, you're happy, but you go right back to doing the same fucking shit that got you sick in the first place. No, man, you gotta just, when you're put in a position to where things are good, man, you gotta have that self-control to maintain that. But these people don't have it. Verse 10, that which hath been is named already, and it is known that it is man. Neither may he contend with him that is mightier than he. Verse 11, seeing there be many things that increase vanity, what is man the better? Verse 12, for who knoweth what is good for man in this life? All the days of his vain life, which he spendeth as a shadow. For who can tell a man what shall be after him under the sun? So a man's life is nothing but a shadow, which means it's there for a time and eventually it's going to just disappear, fade away. Your life is but for a moment. That's why that saying comes in, life is too short. Life is too short. Do what, make the best of it by doing the right thing. And just like how this grace period that we're in, that Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai has given us. Make the best of it. Do all that you can, which is right in the sight of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. So that way you don't have to face judgment. Okay? Because, you know, as the scriptures say, man knoweth not his time. The Lord, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, knows when your time is up. Okay? He gave you life and he could take it away at any time he wants. Okay? The only reason why we're still breathing is because we're repenting daily and we're putting our faith and trust in the word. Okay? Man shall not live by bread alone, but by the word, man. This is what is keeping us alive right now. There was an old saying from an old acquaintance of mine. He says, you need fear. Fear is what keeps you alive. Thinking back on it, he's right. Without that fear, we're as good as dead, man. Because we're not because without fear, you're not cautious. You're bold. You're brave. You have no fear of anything. You think that you're invincible, indestructible, that nothing can stop you. But remember, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai is watching you. He's the one that can stop you. You know? So, man, you really got to be, you know, if something happens in this life, man, just know that that death sentence was issued from the Father, man. Okay? And whoever perished being innocent, nobody is innocent. I don't care what anybody says. We are all guilty. Whether we're an Israelite or a heathen. Even though it's mainly for us, the Israelites, but nobody is righteous. Nobody under the sun is righteous. Okay? So keep that in mind, man, and why we are striving to become right. All right? Hopefully this was edifying unto the body, into the sincere believers and listeners. And with closing, I'd like to give all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahweh B'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, B'Hashem, Raka'ah Kodash. Double honors and respect to the elders and to the apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and blessing to all Akim that are preaching and teaching this word with 100% truth and sincerity, and unto the men, women, and children that are listening and learning, and unto the Bayat Davadah, the elect house of David that is scattered abroad. I give you my utmost and sincere salutations. See you on the next lesson, Lord willing. Kwam Yasharallah, Wa Abad Babal, Shalawam, Barakatam.